Hi! So for today's reading lesson, we are going to be reading Brave Irene, and we are going to be paying attention to the setting and how the setting impacts the story. All right, so I'm going to begin. Mrs. Bobbin, the dressmaker, was tired and had a bad headache, but she still managed to sew the last stitches in the gown she was making. "It's the most beautiful dress in the whole world," said her daughter Irene. "The Duchess will love it." "It is nice," her mother admitted, "but Dumpling, it's for tonight's ball, and I don't have the strength to bring it. I feel sick." "Poor Mamma," said Irene. "I can get it there." "No, Cupcake, I can't let you," said Mrs. Bobbin. "Such a huge package, and it's such a long way to the palace. Besides, it's starting to snow." "But I love snow," Irene insisted. She coaxed her mother into bed, covered her with two quilts, and added a blanket for her feet. Then she fixed her some tea with lemon and honey and put some more wood in the stove. With great care, Irene took the splendid gown down from the dummy and packed it in a big box with plenty of tissue paper. "Dress warmly, Pudding," her mother called in a weak voice, "and don't forget to button up. It's cold out there and windy." Irene put on her fleece-lined boots, her red hat and muffler, her heavy coat, and her mittens. She kissed her mother's hot forehead 6 times, then once again made sure she was tucked in snugly, and slipped out with the big box, shutting the door firmly behind her. So, right there, we're seeing the setting, right? It's very cold, it's starting to snow. And then how is that impacting the story? Well, let's see. It says Irene, she has to dress warmly. Her mom tells her to. She needs to make sure that she's buttoned up in all of her layers, right? So she puts on her fleece-lined boots. She has her hat, her heavy coat, and her mittens, right? So our setting so far is already affecting the story. And I'm going to keep reading. It was really cold outside, very cold. The wind whirled the falling snowflakes about, this way, that way, and into Irene's squinting face. She set out on the uphill path to Farmer Bennett's sheep pasture. By the time she got there, the snow was up to her ankles and the wind was worse. It hurried her along and made her stumble. Irene resented this. The box was problem enough. "Easy does it," she cautioned the wind, leaning back hard against it. Right? Again, we're seeing the setting, right? There's snow that's so high. It's kind of impacting her journey. It's making her harder. By the middle of the pasture, the flakes were falling thicker. Now the wind drove Irene along so rudely she had to hop, skip, and go helter-skeltering over the knobby ground. Cold snow sifted into her boots and chilled her feet. She pushed out her lip and hurried on. This was an important errand. When she reached Apple Road, the wind decided to put on a show. It ripped branches from trees and flung them about, swept up and scattered the fallen snow, got in front of Irene to keep her from moving ahead. Irene turned around and pressed on backwards. "Go home," the wind squalled. "Irene, go home." "I will do no such thing," she snapped. "No such thing, you wicked wind." Right? So all of these things right now, they are affecting the story, right? Our setting in the snow with the wind, it is affecting our story. It is making her right now taking longer time to get to the palace, right? So make sure you are thinking about all of these things when you are reading. I'm going to stop reading right here. You are going to continue reading this story on your own. And I want you to write down how the setting is impacting the story. All right, good luck.